What's good, YouTube? Let's get it in. See, there was a war in the stars, right? Y'all call planets, right? There was a war going on between two different species. One was the draconian type species. It was reptilian type, dragon type humanoids species going up against, other species, humanoid type species, right? So there was a war, a huge war. And these species, these draconians, these reptilians got kicked out of one of the planets and then cast down into Earth. Because these draconian, they rule by fear and order. You know what I mean? They rule by fear and order, like our structure down here. They rule by military, fear. You know what I mean? They rule by religion, schools, education, and stuff like that. They behind all of that. They like to be in control. They want everything for themselves. They believe they the true ruler, of this universe, of this galaxy, of the solar system, right? These draconian beings. You know what I mean? They pretty much rule. They pretty much have their structure set up here. Here on planet Earth. And when you read about Revelation 12, I think verse 9, it says, Michael and his angel fought against God, and then God kicked Michael and his angel, and they refer to them as that old serpent, right? That old serpent they call dragon. You see, you got a reference of the serpent and the dragon because these were humanoid reptile, those humanoid reptile beings, man, dragons, man, that was going to war against these other species. You know what I mean? So these beings, these draconian beings, they're just going to different planet, conquering different planet, and then, you know, trying to take over those planet, right? So they very, they like that's those. It's in their nature. They like to take over planets. They like to take over territories. They like to do that. Everything is to them. Everything is mine. I rule this. I rule that. They rule by fear. You know what I mean? They rule by like I said, they rule by fear. If you don't do this, you can go to hell. If you don't, do that, this is gonna happen. You know what I mean? They pose as gods. You know what I mean? That's why. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? And these beings created their own. Some of these beings created their own hybrids. You know what I mean? Their own hybrids, humans with reptilian blood in them. Which is your 13 family. Your 13 family and stuff like that, and people that rule the world. You see, these reptilians, these draconians, they rule this planet from the fourth dimension. You can't really see them unless if your third eye was open, you could probably see them, but you can't really see them because if they're vibrating at a fourth, fifth, and sixth density. But they got their little humans, hybrid humans that control the planet, on the surface, like your Rothschilds or Rockefeller and stuff like that, and other families that y'all don't hear about that's controlling this planet. They believe they're the true rulers of this planet. You know what I mean? So they've been manipulating mankind or humankind or whatever, right? So, like I said, you can find this story in the book of Revelation. That old dragon, that old serpent been cast out. You know what I mean? And a lot of people, a lot of so-called woke people, just because they're so woke, they want to shit on the Bible. That's your first mistake. You know what I mean? The Bible is not meant. The Bible is meant for us to try to, piece it together. You know what I mean? They try to piece it together. There was a war. There was a war that took place in the skies. Some might call it the heavens. You know what I mean? When you get to the story with the Lyra story, the Lyran story, how the Draconians went to their planet and trying to rule their planet. They left, and then the Draconian left went after them and to try to conquer other planets. And then they got into a war with other humanoid entities, with other species. And again, this is where you get your revelation story. And then there was a war in heaven. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. I don't keep this video too long. Y'all be good. Y'all still wear. And I'm out.